It just came out today. It just came out today that Leland has wrestled the 15th hardest schedule in the nation. That doesn't count the Zahid Valencia match they just wrestled. Now he's wrestling Ethan Ramos against UNC. What's he got to do to catch a break?
I mean, I don't think you're looking for a break, if you're Leland Weatherspoon. I think you're looking for the challenge. And I thought he connected real well to the plan. He just didn't get off enough offense. But this is going to be another challenge for him. This kid is pretty tough. He's an All-American. And he's looking to make his mark at home. So Leland has to embrace it, like he's embraced the challenge the whole year. And he's got to wrestle a little bit better than he did on Friday to give himself the best chance to win. We need him to win. We need him to perform. And I think he's looking forward to that match.
After the Friday match, you talked about how Leland needs to open up his offense more. What exactly does that mean?
Well, he's got to shoot. He's got to attack. He's got to be more physical with his hands. He's got to snap his opponent. He's got to move his opponent into positions that he can attack. And then he has to let it go. He has to level change, and he has to fire the hard shot. And when I say hard shot, I mean take both hands to a leg and build through that position, whether it's staying on the leg or building to the body. Leland's best when he's attacking hard and building to the body for body locks and big-time six-point moves, upper body techniques. And so he has to do that. And then he has to ride harder. On top, he has to give more effort. Nobody ever lets Leland Weatherspoon go because they don't want to wrestle with him on his feet too much. So he's got to give that same effort that he feels when he's underneath guys. He's got to ride harder. But as far as scoring-wise, he's got to be in the hunt to be a national champion, you got to be able to go get takedowns. And I'm not sure we've taken down Valencia yet. So he's got to connect to the offensive skills that he has in order to beat the best guys.
What are you seeing from UNC as a whole?
They match up pretty well with us. I mean, obviously it's a match that we feel like we're on the verge of a must-win situation sometimes, with the matches we've lost. So they match up real well, but I do think our guys at their best will give a good performance. So we're expecting them to be better than they were on Friday, and for the guys that really didn't step to the challenge on Friday, to step it up to that next level of competition. Because again, to go down to North Carolina and wrestle Iowa State, it's exciting for them to have us in their gym, and so we need to be ready for what they're going to bring to the table, and they're definitely going to be excited about the opportunity to wrestle us.
Yeah, there are other ranked guys at 141.
Yeah, he's tough. Ward's really tough.
Yeah,
he's really tough. That's a challenge for us. At that weight class, it's a challenge for us right now. I thought John Meeks gave himself a chance to win that match, but he just didn't give himself enough chances, and then being in on the leg to win in the third, we just didn't connect to the technical skill that we had to have in order to win that match. And so I think he's wrestled this kid before in freestyle, and it's a pretty good match that he had. I think we lost the match, but it was a pretty good match. He's got to trust in his conditioning. He's got to trust in his techniques. He's got to trust in the process of just going out there and fighting for 7 minutes and letting the results speak for themselves. And so Ward's a good guy. He's a national contender, and he's one of their best wrestlers for sure. So we're going to have to wrestle better, stronger, and tougher than we did on Friday.
Yeah, I noticed Gabe's no longer in the starting lineup, or projected lineup. Is he hurt right now? Or
well, he came off a concussion from Midlands. He kind of put himself in a tough situation. He hit his head, and he got through the match, but he didn't finish the Midlands because he had suffered that concussion. I'm not sure if he's passed the concussion protocol yet, so I think he's still in that process. But obviously, based on Gabe's previous years, he's shown that he can perform at this level. We'd love to get him back in the mix, at least giving us an opportunity to make a decision on whether it's going to be John or throw him out there and see where he can if he can battle back to his true self, which we're continuing to search for.
You mentioned before the winter break that you really wanted to have your guys kind of hunker down and really focus on improving. Now that winter break's over, what kind of results do you think you got from that?
Well, I thought, you had some good, you had some bad, you had some ugly. I thought, I'm not holding anything against Chase Straw, but I don't think he felt his best. I think our fans are used to a tougher Chase Straw than that, and coming off of that match, we found out that he really was sick. He was, even though he didn't let the trainers know he was feeling like he was under the weather the whole week, and then it just showed up in a bad way on Friday because we had beaten that kid in freestyle. We were up 4-2 at the end of the first period and in on a takedown to go up 6-2. And we ended up releasing the leg and getting taken down, and then it was just really bad downhill from there. We never imagined that we'd get bonus points at that match, and we really thought that match was one we checked in the boxes as us winning. But you've seen Pat come back and get a major. You've seen Earl get a major. You've seen Simmons come make the weight and get a fall. And so those are some bright spots. But then you've seen a couple other guys that just didn't make that connection. So I think all in all, the break was good for most, but we still have a couple athletes that have to make a connection to doing what they're trained to do and believing in themselves and believing in their conditioning and believing in every aspect of what it takes to perform at this level. And so, those are still some question marks we have to answer.
Obviously, Pat came back and won. Is he exactly where he wants to be in regards to health? And
I think health-wise he is. I think he's probably pretty close to 100% with that rib because he's had a full 6 weeks, and I think it takes 4 to 6 for a rib to completely heal. I was surprised that he looked as sharp as he looked, condition-wise, physically. He said he didn't feel his best out there. He said he got tired. He said he legs felt a little heavy, but it didn't look like it from the amount of points he puts up, the amount of scoring opportunities that he attacked, and the way he wrestled. I was really happily surprised with the way he started and finished the match. So he's training hard. He's only going to get better. He's only going to get better shape, and he's only going to get more confident with his conditioning. So we just have to stay on top of that.
Marcus Harrington might not be having the season you expected out of him, and you already pulled Colbray's red shirt. Are we going to see Colbray again this season?
That's a possibility. I mean, that's definitely a possibility. We need Marcus Harrington to be Marcus Harrington. I mean, I think I've said this for a couple of years that for us to be at our best, he's got to be at his best, and we haven't gotten that. We haven't seen that, and he's not exactly sure why. And I think as an athlete, an individual, you have to know more about yourself than anyone, and so not having the answers for himself makes me think, he's got some soul searching to do. But that definitely is a possibility because we need that weight to perform for us. We need that weight to win matches for us, and I think I know Marcus is capable. I know Sam's capable, but we want to put guys out there that are going to go out there and battle for 7 and give themselves the best chance to perform at their best, and so that definitely is a possibility.
Going back to Marcus Simmons, what do you think of him getting that pin on Friday, especially considering he wasn't at the Midlands wrestling?
Well, I thought it was a decent performance coming off the break. He hadn't probably touched down on scratch weight for a while, and I know that they sent a guy out there that just was trying to physically get him tired based on them knowing that he's a big 25-pounder, and within an hour weigh-in, he's got to be at his best. And so, I thought their tactical plan was just to try to wear on him and get him tired and maybe beat him in the third or get him not to compete as well as he's capable of competing based on him, how he felt physically. But he's a competitor. He's a wrestler. He's got plenty of skills. He knows how to compete. He's big for the weight class. He's beaten a lot of good kids this year, and so we expected to have bonus points in that match, and he got the fall, which was fun, which was exciting because he actually scrambled to get into that position. So he's got all the ability in the world. He just needs to stay connected to his nutrition plan, and also doing everything right on and off the mat, and he'll continue to grow.
Do you think he's finally getting into that nutritional plan better? I know he had weight issues at the beginning of the season, and break, I understand it was a weight issue too.
Well, I'll know when we put him on the scale at 330 whether he's connected to that nutrition, whether he stay connected to that nutritional plan. So it's a work in progress for him to connect to what he needs to do nutritionally. I thought we had him on a good plan going into the Midlands, and we kind of fell off that thing a little bit. So it's going to be interesting to see where he's at today. I know where he was at on Saturday, but you give him a day to work out on his own and control his own plan nutritionally and workout plan for that day. It's going to be interesting to see if he stay connected to that. So I hope so. I hope so. All right, thanks, guys.